last-minute shakeup at 5:30 a.m., laundry situation not good. And when your focus is on helping your clients, it's easy to forget about yourself. But NASM knows trainers.
Morning, Ryan. It's okay.
And staying in front of the day isn't always as simple as 1, 2, 3. So when the unexpected has you pressing pause,
what's the latest on creatine?
I'm going to get back to you on that.
let NASM1 help you press play. Visit NASM.org to sign up for a membership today.
You're listening to the NASM-CPT Podcast with Richey, winner of the ShareCare Emmy Award for Social Storytelling and the official podcast of the National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Hey, y'all, and welcome to the NASM-CPT Podcast. My name is Richey, and today we're going to talk about, this is like my 7 things that I came up with for clients who don't like anything we do. And I get that sometimes. Like, hey, man, Rick, I have clients. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter what exercise I have. They hate what the program is. They hate what we do. They hate exercise. They don't want to be here. And let's be honest, a lot of times people don't like exercise. My producer even mentioned this. He goes, it's strange that they'd work with a personal trainer. And I'm like, it's not, because so many people just say, hey, if I have money and I throw it at a problem, then it'll disappear. But if you have money and you pay me and I give you exercises and you don't do them, then that doesn't change anything. The money isn't what's solving the problem. The work is what has to go in to help solve the problem. And so my clients don't want to do it. They don't want to exercise, Rick. They hate it. It's like a Debbie Downer. Every time they come in, it makes me uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable. I don't like being here training them. They don't like training, just because it doesn't matter. We do an exercise. Oh, I hate this exercise. Let's do another exercise. Doesn't matter. I hate that exercise too. I hate exercise. Some people hate exercise. So here's a program. What do I do? Well, the first thing that I'm going to say is you gotta change it up. Change what you're doing with them, switch it up. And here we're trying to do this as regularly as possible, right? So this is where you get those people who brag about, I never do the same exercise in anybody's exercise programming. It's a new exercise every day, and every day I've never repeated an exercise, and I've trained them for 3 years, 3 days a week. I don't like that, because how do you get better at anything if you never repeat that thing? So I don't like that. But this may be an interesting thing to start coming up with here, is that you're trying to switch it up. You are trying to go into not just undulating periodization, but almost no periodization initially, where you're just trying to find exercises that they like, right? So something that they'll do and that they not going to talk and complain about. But that's just some people, right? So can we switch up what they do? And I think that's a challenge for you. It makes your job harder as a personal trainer. It's easier. Here I have a system. We like the NASM-OPT model, because that optimal performance training model gives me a system to follow. I can apply it. I can plug and play. I have an idea of that, warm up, dynamic flexibility, core balance, plyometric, resistance training, cool down. Like, this is all cardio, all of that. These components of a workout get applied, but then I take that and I put it into a periodized program where I might linearly go through it. And there's my stabilization endurance, my strength endurance, my hypertrophy or muscular development phase, my max strength phase, and then power. And then I can say, okay, well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, let's switch it up. And we do a bunch of different things. But this person doesn't care about programming. They don't care. They want their goals. They want their cake and eat it too. But you can't have the cake and eat it, because if you eat it, you don't have the cake. And if you have the cake, then you can't eat it. So what do we do? Well, let's switch it up a little bit. And one of the ways that we can do that, and this is where I'd really like to get into, is let's the second thing and switch it up. Number 2 is find out what they like. Find out what they like. What do you like doing? What do you like doing? Are there exercises that you like? And if they're like, oh, I like playing volleyball. All right, cool. Well, that's not me. Like, we're not going to come in and do volleyball training together, but you like playing volleyball, I definitely encourage you to play volleyball. Like, I have a buddy loves basketball. Hey, dude, go play basketball. I need to go to the gym. I'm like, maybe you just go play basketball. Like, you love it. You will do that one. And you're having a hard time making it to the gym. I'd line up some basketball, like get into a community league or something and start playing, get moving. Well, what about at the gym? That becomes tougher. But what do you like? You're like, oh, I like doing ab work. Oh, man. My ab work would be plugged in between every exercise to start every exercise, to finish every circuit. There's going to be abdominal exercises. I'm going to do something that gets this person somewhat happy, somewhat like just not complaining about being there. What are their likes? And write them out. Make a list. Sit down with them and say, okay, what do you like? Cool. Number 3. So number 1 was change it up. Number 2, find out what they like. Number 3, find out what they don't like. Now, we're going to triage this and be like, all right, I know you haven't liked anything we've done, but are there things that you just dislike more? And they're like, burpees. Burpees are the bane of my existence. All right, cool. Burpees out of the list. The step test we do, it burns me to my soul. I sear with anger and pain. Just when you say steps, I went, okay, all right, steps. No step ups, no YMCA step test, no Harvard step test, no Rockport, no nothing. We're not doing any of these step tests. We won't do steps. What do you not like? And then what do you really, really loathe? We're taking this out and we're going to say, okay, all the things that you hate the most. But problematically, you get somebody that as soon as you start doing another exercise, they're like, no, this is add this to the most hated exercise. And I'm like, you just hate it because we're doing it. So I've got somebody that just doesn't like to do it. And you go, okay, all right. So I found out what you like. I'm trying to find out what you don't like. And then number 4 is I want you to be as interesting and as creative as you can be. All right. So we're creating challenges. I like to think of it as creating challenges, gamifying some of the work that you do, whatever it is, where this is an interesting movement. This is try to make it fun. Blow up a balloon and start bouncing it around with people. Like, just find some kind of movement that they will do that they're like, you know what? That wasn't so bad. I didn't hate today. And that might take a lot of creativity. And I follow some people. I think I don't know how they are as trainers, but I know that they are wildly creative when it comes to making up exercises and applying interesting exercises. And I feel like there are some people on social media that's their job. Their job isn't, I am the best trainer. I am not the best programmer, but I am creative. And that's a skill in itself. And that's not something to take lightly. I admire that there are people that are that creative when it comes to exercises. Doesn't make them wrong, doesn't make them right. It just means that they are creative, and that's what they bring to their training, is that creativity. And that is to be greatly appreciated. So creating these interesting challenges, be extra creative in your process, and then find some people on social. I will say one of the guys that I like a lot, he's a NASM guy. He does our performance enhancement specialist stuff. His name is Andy Handley, and Andy Handley, Irish Andy, is definitely a very, very creative exercise creator. It doesn't mean that he's come up with all these exercises that nobody has ever done. That's not the point. There is a convergent evolution of what happens, that people can be creative and come up with things that they haven't seen anyone else do. But also the beauty of it is seeing somebody do something and making an adjustment, making a change that makes it just a little more interesting, a little more challenging, a little more nuanced, but a little different. And it's the difference that is usually what creates the interest. So finding something that's different that becomes interesting. And Andy is a good person to follow for that. I want to say that this episode of the NASM-CPT Podcast is brought to you by NASM One, the membership for trainers and coaches. Members enjoy unlimited access to hundreds of career resources. Get the Edge app to schedule and program clients. Enjoy half off all certifications and specializations, access to free CEUs, and more. All of this for just $35 a month. Go to nasm.org/membership to learn more about NASM One. Next on the list is after you've gone through it. Now, I've got, change it. Number one, for clients that just don't like anything we do, we need to change what you do with them and switch it up. Just switch it up. Try to shift away from the programming that we've laid out, the system that we are very familiar of going into. And then we're going to be very clear. I want to find out what you like. What do you like? Share that with me. Number three, I want to know what it is that you don't like. And I know you don't like anything, but what is the greatest amount of disdain that you have? Which exercises are those? And then we just won't do them. I'm going to take them out and not apply them at all. You're done with that one. And then number four is create interesting challenges. And sometimes those are indeed challenges, like bringing out the oh my goodness, what is it? Oh, the agility ladder. Like that's not something that everybody necessarily does, but you're like, hey, let's start to be creative. I'll just pull out the agility ladder. Let's do stuff with our feet. Let's do stuff with our hands in the agility ladder. Just being creative and trying to find something. But this is your job right now, is to be extra creative where you're keeping it interesting for you by trying to make it interesting for them. Now, number five is have them be a part of their workout programming. So it's not just what do you like and what do you not like. Like, let's sit down together and let's work on creating the workout that we're going to do today or what we're going to do next week. Let's work together. So now we're sitting down, and you've heard me say this before. I don't like it when people are like, hey, what do you want to do today? And they're like, oh, I don't know. What do you want to do? No, I don't know. What do you want to do? So I don't know. What do you want to do? And this is a literal moment where you're saying, I want to know what you want to do so that we can actually do that. Let's write down what you like for us to do today. Give it to me. Oh, I want to work on my shoulders a little bit. Can I do arms? I had a client today say, can we do arms today? And I was like, girl, yeah, let's get some arms in, right? So just mark out, delete some of the stuff that I was going to have her do at the end of the workout. And we did arms. Why? Because she wants to do arms. Like this is her goal, not my goal for her. My goal is what her goals are. So I said, let's do arms. And she was a part of that. I gave her what she wanted, and me giving her what she wants is again, why she's hiring me. So I'm going to then say, all right, well, let's work together to create this and put together your workout. That's number five. Number six is shift their mindset towards their goals and refocus them towards their goals. Now, I may have had this woman come in who just said she wanted to do arms. Her goals at the beginning of this are not like, hey, I want better arms. Her goal for that day, like, I just feel like I want to work my arms today. Taking to the ultimate goals, which are you want to get stronger, maybe you want to be a little bit leaner, you want to be able to build muscle and have the definition that you're looking for. Let's refocus towards that. You come in here day after day, right? 2 times a week, 3 times a week, and you're telling me that you don't like anything we do. But I want to ask you, when you first came in, you gave me a list of goals, and I can go right to that because I write everything down. These are the goals you mentioned to me. You wanted this, you wanted this, you wanted this. These were your secondary goals. You mentioned this, this, and this. Are those still goals that you have? Are those still desires that you have for yourself? Because I have desire. I have a desire to play guitar. I have zero desire to learn how to play guitar. That's not me. I don't want to learn how to play guitar. I just want to be able to play guitar. That's everybody in the gym world, pretty much, that comes and wants a trainer. I don't want to go through the process in order to get the goal. I would just want the end result. Girl, yeah, dude, for sure. That's what I want too. But Do you want these outcomes? Do you want them enough that you'll do this work without complaint, that you will do this work? And then we can get to where you're trying to go. Let's refocus them towards their goals. Take them back and say, these are what you told me that you wanted to do. I'm trying to put together workouts that'll get us there. Maybe you can work with me. We'll design the workout together. I might modify it a little bit, just that can get us more towards your goal. Well, let's work on it. Because this is really what we're trying to do. We're trying to get outcomes for people. We're not trying to just be like, okay, you're showing up. It's my kids play drums. That is not true. My kids take drum lessons, and once a week when they see their drumming coach, they practice again in real time with the drumming coach. There's really not much time that they practice playing drums outside of the time that they take drum lessons. So what does that mean for them? It means that they're really not that much better at drums from one week to the next. I want you to get better at lifting. I want you to get better at movement. I want you to get better at your goals. And one way to do that, the way to do that, is refocus and practice it and move towards it. And you're honestly only really going to do that with a much better positive outlook. I'm going to be much better at playing guitar. They'll be much better at playing drums with a positive outlook, to trying to find like, oh, okay, I want to do this because I want that outcome. I want to do this. And I know that's hard because this person clearly doesn't want to be at the gym. And so that's going to make this goal very, very challenging to get. So I suggest that you also let them know that over the last several weeks that I've been working with you, this I'm not saying that you say this word for word, but this is kind of how I'd approach it. It's been very challenging for me because I'm working with you and I'm putting together programs. I'm trying to keep your goals in mind. I'm putting together workouts. And you hate everything that we do. And that's hard. So I want to let you know that that's challenging for me. It's challenging for me to be here with you in that hour, to work with you and listen to you complain. And I'm going to ask you to be as positive as you can be when you come in here, because I need that for my mental well-being. And it's going to be really hard for you to reach your goals if you're a curmudgeon coming in here every time that we're trying to exercise. I'm trying to help you get to your goal, and you are finding ways to poke hole in any air that I'm blowing into this to try to inflate it and to get it to build up. So you can't be the one that says, I want to inflate this balloon, and be the one poking holes in it in the same time and expect me to blow the balloon up for you. This analogy is going on too far. But what I'm saying is, stop it. Which leads us to number 7. If you can't stop with the negativity, it might be time to let them go. It might be time to say, it might be me as a trainer that there's something about what's going on that doesn't work, but there's a lot of negativity and I'm trying to move past it. And I'm gonna be honest, like I've gone through the steps where I'm trying to change what we're doing, trying to switch it up. I try to focus on what you like. I try to take out the things that you don't like. I try to, number 4, keep it interesting and creative. Extra creative and creating challenges for you, and it's not working. And 5, I'm working with you so that you're a part of your program design and we're writing these things out together. And number 6, I'm trying to focus your mindset towards the goal and what you told me you want. And that's not changing anything. And I am exhausted. So I may not be the right person for you. It's not me, but it might be me, right? I'm doing it, but it's just not working for you. So I'm going to say, listen, can I find another trainer that maybe will work better for you? Now, sometimes that is like a beautiful moment of great honesty where people just go, oh, I haven't realized really, and you've mentioned it to me, but now you're trying to break up with me. maybe I've gone too far with it. Maybe I think it's funny. Maybe I think it's cute to be like, I don't like exercise. And then I do things and it's cute, but I realize now that you don't think it's cute. And maybe that's enough to change everything. Maybe it doesn't change anything at all. And maybe they say, oh, it's great. Let's try to set me up with another trainer, because it was the way that you work together. And, you're not for everyone. Not everyone's for you. And maybe try something new. Maybe they change and they say, this is, I can work with you and that's on me. I didn't realize that I was being like that. And maybe they just stop training. And that also might be better for them, because they could save their money and find, hopefully, volleyball. Let's go back to volleyball. Find basketball. Find an activity that you like to do. And on their way out, give them a pep talk. Like, I do hope that you find something physically active that you enjoy doing. I do hope that you get to your goals. But that's not working out for me. And sometimes you just gotta let people go, because it's not the right fit. And you can't be in that situation where this is worse than training somebody who doesn't really want to train. It's almost like babysitting. And yes, I'll take your money. Yeah, I'm happy to take your money, but I am not happy to take that negative energy. And so the moment you can find someone to fill that spot, you may hold on to them until you find another person, and you got to let them go. But it's like a few weeks ago, I had a friend who said, there was a negative energy client, and I just told them, my schedule's booked up in a certain way. I have things come up and that slot is no longer available for you. I can't train you during those times. Can I move you to another trainer? And then that new trainer worked with them for a few months before they were like, oh, same thing. I'm also super busy. You may have to do that. And if you don't want to do it through honest communication, like, you make it challenging for me to work with you, then you can go this route, which is some things come up, my schedule's got super busy and this time slot's no longer available. And then they can just be like, why are you training somebody in my new time slot? You told me that wasn't available. Well, cross that bridge when you get to it. So I know it can be frustrating. There's some frustrating things about being a personal trainer. I got to be honest, though. For the most part, it's a cool job, right? It's a cool job. I love being a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer since early 2002. And I still train. It is still how I identify. Somebody said, what do you do for a living? I tell them, a personal trainer. I love it. But sometimes we work with people that can be really challenging, and we do the best we can. That's our responsibility. How can I be a better trainer? Because if I can't fit right in with everybody, some of it is, this is now on me as a trainer to find a way to work with people. It's just like being a teacher in a classroom. I need to find a way. And this is why teachers say I learn as much from students as students learn from me, because sometimes there are students that don't learn the same way as the masses. There is the bell curve of training too. People train, they don't receive information this way. Can I communicate with them? Now, people on the other side of the bell curve. Everybody that I've talked to on this side of the bell curve totally gets what I'm asking, what I want to do, the motivations, all of the strategies I've put into place to get them to say, but yes, I buy in. But there's somebody over here on the tail end of that bell curve, and they are not buying in. And you then say, what can I do? And sometimes it's, all of those first 6 steps are the what can I do to work with you to make this better for you. And that last one is sometimes you just go let them go. Sometimes, and direct them, like, keep training. I want you to reach your goals, go work with somebody else. And I'll cheer you from the sidelines. And I think that can be very freeing. And I know that's hard for a lot of people especially people who don't have a large book of clients, for people who don't get paid high per hour per session, that letting people go, that's money in your pocket that you could have had. And that can be challenging. But if that's causing you to burn out and make you not want to do this job, that's not worth it. All right. The juice isn't worth the squeeze on it. So you're going to have to let that lemon go. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, share with your fitness friends and family. You got questions for me? Hit me up. You can do so on Instagram at dr.rickrichey or email me, rick.richey@nasm.org. Y'all keep inspiring people to fitness. Thanks for listening. This has been the NASM CPT Podcast.